day long. But the real key is to get off the corner, get off the exit to carry you down those long 1,500-foot straightaways. The other thing, you might have to be a gambler. You might have to roll the dice here a little bit today. It's a little bit of a short race, 301 laps. Late in the race, what you're going to have to weigh out, what you might have to gamble. Do I want to come to pit road, change 4 tires, leave my left side zone, go with 2 if I've got enough fuel? Maybe just stay out and keep that track position. The other thing, keep your cool. Keep your emotions in check. This is a short track. There's going to be a little beating and banging. Driver, keep you cool. But if you want to show your emotions after the race, Larry Mack will be right there with you.
Larry Mack, thank you very much. So, Kyle Petty, what would your strategy be today for getting around this racetrack?
You know, Jeff Burton's explanation to you can't muscle this racetrack. You have to really let the racetrack come to you. You got to let the car roll in. You got to let it roll through the center. Jeff went up here when we ran restrictor plates here one time, which is phenomenal. It's all about momentum, and you can't see where you need to go. So I think for me, as a driver, I've got to hit my marks and count on that pit crew, just as Larry said, hitting their marks. You can't make any mistakes because track position is everything here.
All right, well, this is the only track where you will see lobsters just about as prevalent as corn dogs. Kyle Petty and his sidekick, Rutledge Wood, got down and dirty with how those lobsters are caught in this week's Ponytail Express.
Oh, look at that. Oh, they're huge. No, I don't want to hold it. Jeez Louise. Oh, he's angry. Oh, God, the boat's really starting to pitch.
Oh, real good.
Oh, God, it's getting worse. Oh, no.
We don't want to puke into the bucket.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, look at the steam, man.
Put him right there. Yeah. That's good, dude. Is that good? That's really good.
So far this weekend, we know that you've gotten into a canoeing accident.
Yes.
I cannot believe you walked away from there without a lobster hanging off your nose. What's up with you?
Well, you'll see the lobster hanging from various parts of our body whenever you see the.
My
you
friend,
got to go to
is too much
NASCAR.
information.
You got to go to NASCAR.com to see the Ponytail Express.
To see the entire Ponytail Express, log on to NASCAR.com. Help me out, someone. Speaking of NASCAR.com, that's where you can catch the Miss Sprint Cup live chat. This week, she's going to be joined by driver of the 33 car, Clinton Boyer, who won here from the pole back in 2007. That's NASCAR.com this Friday, July 2nd at 11:45.
You're watching Countdown to Green on TNT.
Welcome back to New Hampshire. Drivers will go 301 laps today. Kurt Busch won this race 3 times, twice in 2004. He starts 3rd. His brother, meanwhile, Kyle Busch, has 1 win here, starts a bit more in the back at 22nd. Well, guys, right now we want to take a look at the NASCAR Sprint Cup points standings. Currently, Kevin Harvick continues to lead. Nobody fell out of the top 12 last week, but Carl Edwards did lose 2 spots because of a 29th place finish at Sonoma. Dale Earnhardt Jr., meanwhile, can be hopeful. He is just on the outside looking in 13th, just 57 points out of that top 12. Casey Kane has moved up rapidly at 18th. He's gained 5 spots in the last 2 races. He starts 2nd today, the most successful Ford driver at this time. Jimmy Johnson, driver of the 48, certainly has a lot on his plate, including some extra confidence heading into today's race. He won for the first time on a road course in Sonoma. He also won a lot of money this week to help out in the community, and he could get the call at any moment that his wife is about to have the couple's first child. Standing by with Jimmy Johnson is our Ralph Shaheen. Hi, Ralph.
Hey, Lindsay. Well, that's a crazy week, isn't it? You got a lot of stuff going on in your world, and you just won the Pepsi Refresh program. You get $100,000 to donate to your charity. So where's it going?
It's going to go to Be the Match. It's to try to help find recipients and donors for people with leukemia and stuff like that. So there's a lot of associated costs to go with that, and I can't thank Pepsi enough for their great involvement and the fans for voting up against Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon in a fan voting process, and we won. So that was really cool, and Be the Match is really going to appreciate that $100,000.
And you won last week on the road course, and you've won here. You've swept here. Can you start off another sweep today? Is your car good enough?
I think it is. Track position is going to be so important. There's so little available grip on this track. The lead car, even though we hate to hear it and talk about it, but there is an aero disadvantage being further back. And through that lead car, you've got a couple tenths on everyone, and everyone behind that's got to fight through it. So if we can keep track position, I think we've got a great shot with this Lowe's Impala.
All right, good luck to you today, Jimmy. Marty Snyder, he's going to roll off 10th today.
Well, riding in the truck with his teammate Jeff Gordon, who was so close to winning here last year, finished second in this race. Is the car as good this year?
The car's pretty good. We didn't qualify too well, so we got some work to do. But I think that at the beginning of the run, I think we're actually a little bit better than we were here last year. And if we can get track position, I think we've got an awesome shot at it. And that's what we've been focused on all weekend long. And we've made some big improvements to the car in that second practice. So pretty excited about our day with the DuPont Chevy.
You and I talked earlier this week, and you said it last week was not your favorite week at the racetrack. So, A, how do you manage that when you come back to the racetrack the next weekend? And then B, do you race differently today, especially around those guys you had problems with last week?
Well, you got to be smart and do what you can to try to win the race. And, that's what we're focused on. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I can't control that. I'm gonna just try to race hard and race smart and see what happens.
All right, Jeff and I trying not to fall off this truck. We did a good job, didn't we, Jeff? Matt?
Marty, it's a combo platter for Martin Truex Jr., the Napa guy today. First, Martin, how do you approach the Gordon situation and also, more importantly, trying to get some bonus points and get a win as we get ever closer to the chase?
Well, after watching the highlights of the race last weekend, I realized that it wasn't personal, so that helps a little bit. But, we need to go out here and have a good run with our Napa Toyota. We've had a little trouble on Friday with qualifying, and the guys changed a lot of stuff in the car, and we had a lot of speed yesterday. So we got a lot of work to do to get up towards the front, and we got a good car, and I think we can do it. So just work hard all day long and hopefully be around in one piece at the end of this thing.
The Magic Mile special for the Truex family. His brother, his father have won here. Martin's won here not only in a nationwide, but also in the Old Busch North Series. Looking for a cup win today. Lindsay?
Thanks, Matt. Kyle Petty, does that sound like he doesn't have a chip on his shoulder any longer, or what?
That sounds like he has not forgotten.
He's an elephant.
Yes.
What do you think? I mean, we talked about at the beginning of the show, we don't think that it's going to happen here today, but hearing those comments, it could be interesting to watch.
Well, I even want to follow up on something that Wally said. It may not be a factor where you just turn right and wreck a guy. It may be where you just happen not to give him any room. You may not be running near as good as he's running, and he may be up there bidding for the win, but you may not give him no room whatsoever. In fact, you may go out of your way to make sure that he doesn't win the race, even without wrecking him.
Might be a quiet maneuver. All right, well, speaking of drivers out there to watch, Tony Stewart is 10th in points right now. He always heats up in the summer. Stewart, oh, look, this is the different Smoke. Smokey the Bear. Look at that guy. There's our Smoke, Tony Stewart. He tested in Milwaukee to prepare for this track. Will try to get back on track this afternoon here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
You're watching Countdown to Green on TNT.
Welcome back to Countdown to Green on TNT. We told you before about the $1 Million Fan Challenge, a unique opportunity to choose your top 10 finishers on NASCAR.com. Kyle Petty, who are your top 3?
I picked Jeff Burton. That's all I got.
Okay, Larry?
I'm going to say Jeff Burton, Jimmy Johnson, Casey Kane. Here's the deal about the $1 Million Challenge. They're getting close. At Michigan, they had 10 of 10.
Yep.
At Infineon, 9 of 10. Just got to get them in the right order. They're getting close.
No, they just got big insight for both of you. Also, you do it by going on NASCAR.com. There's a huge payoff. You can change that lineup up to 75 laps in. If you guess correctly, you could win a cool $1 million. Well, drivers are getting ready. Let's take another check downstairs with our pit reporter, Phil Parsons, who's standing by with Casey Kane.
Casey Kane, you've picked up 5-point positions in the last 2 races. Do you feel like now this is your first full year in the Ford that you guys are where you need to be?
Well, I think we're getting closer. I think the whole switch to working with the Roush guys and getting the Roush 8's engine took a little bit of time to figure out. In the last few weeks, we've been pretty strong. Even a little before that, we just had some tough breaks. But, yeah, I think we're in a good position right now with our Budweiser team. And the guys are stepping up. They're doing a nice job. And hopefully we can run strong again today and get some more points.
This race has never been won from the front row in 17 previous runnings. Can you change that?
Well, I'd like to. I think Montoya should be pretty decent, too. He was fast during practice. And so hopefully the front row can get one today. Who knows? It'll be a good race. It's going to be exciting.
Good luck, Casey.
Thank you.
Casey, we'll start from the outside of the front row. Lindsay.
Thank you, Phil. How impressive is it to you guys knowing that he is leaving his team going to Hendrick next year, that his team is still able to stay consistent now?
It's impressive because a lot of guys wouldn't be that way. At the same time, if I'm paying a guy as an owner to drive my race car, by God, he better be giving me 100% week in and week out. I think Casey is incredibly professional, and I think Richard Petty Motorsports has acted accordingly and been very professional. Sometimes you see guys, when they're leaving, they'll start taking the good stuff away from that guy and spreading out to the rest of the team.